Okay, it's Tuesday, April 21st. Gonna take this guy on a chicken restaurant scrap run. Put my buckets back here. This has a nice rubber mat in there that won't let, this kind of keeps your stuff from sliding around. Without it, it slides around and bumps out and falls on the freeway. I figured it out. So it's a little bit chilly. 45 outside and 57 inside. And I'm going to start it up. We'll do a little heat test. It's only slightly chilly. And we're still running. Okay, let's get my keys. Turn my lights on. Get the heat going a little bit. Turn the fan to midway so it's not too loud. Okay. So I'm kind of doing these little short trips every day, filming them, putting them on my playlist so people know that there's nothing wrong with this car. I mean, it's reliable, starts up and goes and performs and stops, and there's no issues whatsoever. And I can't really fake this stuff, you know. This basically real, not real time, but it'd be very difficult for somebody to fake this demonstration of reliability. Turn the heat a little bit. We're at 57 inside. I forgot what we started at. 57 right now. It's been about a minute. My point is, there's really nothing to worry about on the heat. And I did actually, I don't know, I guess I'm crazy. I did order that center console heat exchanger. I'm gonna fit it in there. If it fits and looks good, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. Of course, I'm gonna have to bump the price up a little bit, but it may not fit. It may, you know, it may not look good or fit under where I think it's gonna fit. But I'm looking at the mounting brackets. It looks like it's actually like it's a factory deal. But we'll see. It's coming in a couple days. It won't take me but a half day to do it. It's going to be super easy to do it. And then if it does work out, we'll get the glove box back, which would be nice. My daughter called me today. We bought her we bought a car for her, a Mitsubishi 2024 Mitsubishi Mirage. It's about one of the last real cars. What is going on here with this? circle on my screen on what I'm recording. But anyway, we bought a Mitsubishi Mirage, and this is one of the cheapest cars in the country at the time. It was a simple car, small engine, hatchback, and it still sold for $20,000, something like that. $20,000. And they're real light cars, basic. And I told her to get that one because it gets good gas mileage, and it had a key, still had a key. Nowadays they have this push button and fob and stuff like that, and if you ever lose the fob, it's like $500. And basically this had a lot of the old features that were kind of cheaper to repair. So we bought that. I don't know, I guess it's been less than a year. She called me up today and said her battery was dead, or she didn't know it was dead, but I talked to her, I figured out her battery was dead. Damn battery didn't even make it a year. So I went out there to check it with my tools and stuff, my fluke meter and whatnot, and sure enough, the battery was dead. And I know that brand new cars, they don't really spend a lot of money on the quality batteries, so you're lucky if your battery makes it 2 years. And I would just automatically change your battery after 2 years if it hadn't gone bad. Go ahead and do it. Because they are going to go bad. And it's probably going to be in the middle of winter when it's negative 20 degrees outside. That thing's not going to work. It's going to fail on you at the very wrong time. That's what happens. So it's very strange this one failed so early. It was just months. But it's showing you the quality, and the cars are going downhill. They just don't give a damn. Even Toyota just doesn't give a damn anymore. All their popular brand model pickup trucks, the engines are being recalled. It's just the quality's not there. They're basically trying to make combustion cars more expensive and not last as long. So people start thinking about buying electric cars, which the whole concept is ludicrous if you ask me. But they're going to engineer our brains to think that the better option is an electric EV vehicle, which is not. What's happening with these engines, gasoline engines, the DOT and EPA keep putting harder and harder restrictions on gas mileage and emissions and stuff like that. So they have to just design these engines so light to get past the regulations so they can sell the cars. And what's happening is, the cars are getting 40 miles to the gallon and have turbo and stuff like that, but at the cost of, how you say, not endurance but longevity. They're not making it past 100,000 miles. Well, 100 to 200,000 miles, then they're start eating oil. I mean, that's another thing. They eat oil. My wife's Honda CR-V at 80,000 miles started eating a quart of oil every oil change. I mean, how environmentally great is that? You're spewing out oil out the exhaust at a rate of a quart every 3,000 miles. It's so not ludicrous, but hypocritical. If they just would have kept the technology they had on engines, and in this era, 2000, between 1985 and 2000, cars would be cheap and they would be getting great mileage. The way I look at it, if you buy a small car, like the smallest Toyota, you're going to be spending like $30,000. It's going to get like 40 miles a gallon, but make sure you change that oil at every 3,000 to 5,000 miles. That's that 7,000 mile, or going by what the computer says, wait till the computer says to change oil, is a huge mistake. They want those engines to go bad, so every 150,000 miles you're coming back to the Toyota dealer to buy a new car at $40,000 a pop. And of course, every time you go back after 2 or 3 or 4 years, inflation's hitting and the car's another $5,000. I'm telling you, it's a racket. Yeah, I know that there's a lot of so-called safety features, side airbags, and radars, and heated seats, heated steering wheels. That'll put you to sleep. My God, you're going down the freeway, driving to Boston, whatever. You're comfortable in that car. And you might be dropping out in La La Land and start drifting off into the median. I mean, that's just it's getting a little too comfortable. You don't even have to turn your neck to look back. When you're backing up, you got that rearview mirror, rearview camera, which is fine. I think that's actually a good invention. But the automatic windows, I had a Jeep Cherokee, which is a good car. It was a 2000 Jeep Cherokee, and of course the windows stopped working, the window switches stopped working, and it was kind of a pain. But this car, there's really nothing electrical is going to go bad. You got roll-up windows, manual gear shift, and these Japanese gearboxes will last 3 or 4 engines, and these engines will last 500,000 miles. It's just, you can't get a decent car nowadays. I mean, a budget car. The Chevy Spark was a good candidate for somebody that's on a budget and having to commute to work, don't want to save money. You can't get a Chevy Spark. I don't know what you can get anymore, but they all have these CVT transmissions that just don't last. I guess they're getting better, but when they first came out, they're horrible. But with the CVT transmission, if you get a newer one, you must change that CVT oil every 30,000 miles or something like that. You can't skip it. If you do, it's going to fail, and you have to replace the CVT. Right now it's something like $6,000, something like that. And the damn manual won't tell you. It won't tell you that. Computer won't tell you that. But you have to change that CVT oil. You just have to be savvy enough to know. So so keep your oil changed every 3,000 miles is good. 5,000 is okay, but don't go above 5,000. And when you use oil, use full synthetic. Don't use a full synthetic synthetic blend. Don't do that. Even oil is getting kind of expensive, but buying a new car next car you buy 5 years from now is going to be $50,000, and that's the base model, the smallest model you can get. So we're arriving at our destination, and it's 65 degrees. Outside temperature is 45, so we went up 20 degrees. I had this fan on low, so it's probably been a little much hotter if I had it on high. I'll show you the temperature gauge when I pull into the parking lot. Okay. I'm going to try and take this off without touching the screen. When I touch the screen, it stops recording. I can't continue. I didn't know that feature was there. Okay, so it's 66, so it went up 16 degrees. I think it was 50. I can't remember. But the fan was not at full blast. It's probably only at 30%. But yeah, this guy is coming in the mail a couple days. It's gonna fit right there, right in front of there. It's gonna like a triangle, and I'm gonna be drilling 2 holes, probably right about where those 2 O's are. And there's gonna be a switch right here for the fan. This is only a 2-speed, but I'm gonna plug it in and see how it works. And if it seems like it's gonna fit well, I'll replace that. Get my glove box back. Still thinking. That's not a bad solution right there. It's kind of weird, but it works well. But this would be a much nicer solution, and I would like that better. I got my brain thinking about it. I can't unthink it now. So that's what I'm gonna do. Maybe it won't fit. Maybe it's a bigger, bulkier than it looks like on the internet. But we'll find out. I'll post this